I felt like that was misleading. So I'm like, oh, okay, we playing these kind of games now just to sell a Tupac album. So from that point, I'm like, man, I don't even know if I want to listen to this album.
This is hip hop album debate. Let's get the conversation going. Ain't no time to waste. Yeah, the podcast that I know you've been wanting. They talking real hip hop. Got everybody talking. Let's go. Yeah, keep it 100 and stay true. Hosted by my homie Q. Tune in and come through. Yeah, this be the spot, the number one place all day. This is hip hop album debate. Let's go. Hey, yeah.
Welcome to Hip Hop Album Debate, the podcast. This is Q, and this is episode 49. And this debate topic is excluding the Makaveli and the Outlawz albums. Does Tupac have any classic posthumous albums? That's the debate topic. But before we get into the conversation, you guys be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And as I always say, go ahead, be messy, tell all that shit. But definitely tell them about Hip Hop Album Debate, the podcast. All right, so let's get into this, man. So, all right, we're talking about Tupac, man, the legend, iconic Pac. So let's go back, man. Let's jump in the time machine and let's go back to 1996 when Pac died. I think everybody who was living at the time could remember what they were doing and where they were when Pac died, and I mean, needless to say, we were devastated, you know, and I was in disbelief because any youngster that's listening to this podcast, I'm sure you've heard the stories about when Pac got shot. It was like, okay, he gonna pull through because he's been shot before, you know. Hey, 5 shots can't stop me. You know, he took it and smiled. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. He gonna make it through. Then we get the word that he did make it through. And it's like, damn. So we go from happy, I mean, not happy that he got shot, but okay, sad, but this Pac, so he gonna pull through, and then he gonna make another album, and he gonna talk about how he got shot again and pulled through. Then, so now we on the up. And then when we find out that he didn't make it, we're back down again. But then we go back up again. Cause, wait a minute, Pac ain't dead. He's still alive. Man, you crazy. No, I'm not crazy. Pac's still alive. He got a new album coming out. What? So, you know, we not understanding at this time that you can record bukus of songs. Understand and have them stashed away, and then somebody can put together an album. We didn't really have that understanding at the time. So, right now, it sounds like a no-brainer, but then that we didn't have that understanding. And so Pac hit us with the Makaveli. Hey, we haven't debated this album yet, but I think it's safe to say Makaveli is a classic, right? Then even with the Tupac and Outlawz, Still I Rise, I mean, they came some years later, but those were authentic Tupac albums. But then, okay, we get hit with Until the End of Time. No, I'm sorry. Are You Still Down? Okay. Now it's kind of, okay, wait a minute. This is not Makaveli, you know. And I'm not going to lie, man. I was disappointed initially with that album. Are You Still Down? Remember Me. Reason being, I bought that album and I was looking for that song. Tell me, baby, are you still down? You still down, baby? Tell me, are you still down? She wants you, John. She wants you. That right there, the song Are You Still Down with John B. I thought that song was on the album. Turns out it wasn't. I felt like that was misleading. So I'm like, oh, okay, we playing these kind of games now just to sell a Tupac album. So from that point, I'm like, man, I don't even know if I want to listen to this album. And for a while, I didn't. I mean, it's when I say that, not like a long period of time. It's like I came back to it later on that day. It might have been the next day, because it was a double disc, if I recall correctly. I listened to the album. I'm like, okay. I'm still pissed off that my song is not on there, but okay. But all right. But I'm still not really from that point on, because I felt like that was misleading with what they did. So I wasn't really excited about buying a Tupac album from that album on. And you talk to a person that's been checking for Pac since hey, my name is Shaka Lock, I like to rock and you can't stop this. Tupac, go ahead and rock this. You know what I'm saying? Not clown around when I hang around with the underground. Like I've been rocking with Pac since then. And so that was a deterrent for me. Now I will say this, listening to that album, especially on the go back, you can listen to certain songs, you can tell like, okay, Pac recorded this around the time of the, Strictly for My Niggas, Tupac, and then you can hear some songs, okay, yeah, this was during that Thug Life, 94 times. And then, you can hear some songs like, okay, yeah, Pac recorded this, doing Be Against the World times, So on the go back, I think I appreciate that album a little bit more now, but at that time I was disappointed. But moving along, you got Until the End of Time. A few tracks on there I liked. Of course, the title track, RL singing the hook, the Thug and Me joint with Casey and JoJo. But after that, man, The Better Days, Pac's Life, I just wasn't interested in those albums, man. I just wasn't. I just wasn't, man. And so to get back to the original question, do I think any of these albums a classic? I say no. Absolutely not. Decent. Again, Are You Still Down? Outside of me being upset about the John B joint not being on there, okay. I give that a low dope album, considering the circumstances. Until the End of Time, slightly less of an album to me, but kind of still on that same wave. But after that, man, I just wasn't checking, man. But so no, I said no. All right, but let's see what you guys got to say. And we had a few comments. And my man, Doc Dre, on YouTube said, I don't think his post-death albums are classics at all. The closest one would have been Until the End of Time. All right, then my man Jeff on Facebook says, I voted for Are You Still Down? Not because it's a classic, but I think it's the best posthumous release. It's authentic and not remixed. There are a few tracks I like on the other albums, but they are nothing special as they kept coming out after he passed. It felt like just a money grab from his estate. All right, and it wasn't no voice comment, so we're going to go to the polls. And shout out to Jeff and Doc Dre for leaving the comments. I appreciate that. So we're going to go to the polls, man, and we're going to see what the polls got to say, or what the people has to say via polls. And Pac's Life, 0%. Loyal to the Game, 0%. Better Days, 17%. Until the End of Time, 17%. No, none of those are classics, 33%. Are You Still Down? Remember Me, 33%. There you have it. So we got a hung jury with the last two. 33% saying Pac didn't have a classic posthumous album, and 33% says, yeah, he actually does. Is Are You Still Down? So that's the hung jury. So anyway, you guys let me know something, man. Do you agree with the polls? Do you agree with me? Do you agree with the comments, or do you disagree? This is ongoing convo. Y'all let your boy know something, man, and we'll chop it up. Okay? I'm Q. I'm gone. Peace.
Hey.